Okay, back to the road. Certainly pleased after watching the film with the way we played Saturday. Thought our second half offense was really good. We need to carry that with us to Pitt. Obviously, Xavier Johnson gave us a lot of problems in game one, scored 30 points. I think they're a team that plays a lot of different defenses, very aggressive, get into you, pressure you. So we'll have to be ready for all that, handle that, and try to go get a good road win.
But what's more difficult, going to a place like Louisville where there's 15, 16,000 people pulling against you, or going to places like Pitt or Miami where sometimes there's not that kind of atmosphere and you got to get yourself geared up?
Yeah, I think there'll be a good atmosphere at Pitt. They've had some pretty good crowds this year, especially looks like on film their student turnout has been good. Every situation is different in our league. You have really, really big arenas, NC State and Louisville and Carrier Dome and the Dean Dome, and then you got some smaller environments that can be challenging as well. Hopefully it's not as much about where you're playing as how you play. Certainly there's an advantage of being at home and guys playing better at home. I think more times than not, especially some of your secondary guys feel a little more comfortable sometimes at home and seem to play a little bit better. But if you're a good team, you kind of get past all that. Hopefully you have enough guys that are confident that you can go somewhere else and make enough plays to win.
Brad, last time you guys had those guys here, you were able to get through all that pressure that they gave you down on the other side of the court. And when you go up there, what do you think they'll do self-scouting wise to try to change up some things, or maybe adjust to what they did last time they were here?
Yeah, I don't know how much they'll adjust. Maybe they won't pressure as much. Maybe they will. I don't. I thought they tried a lot of different things in the first game. We obviously played great the first game. We made 14 threes. We got in a really good rhythm, and obviously defensively, I thought we were very good in the first half. Second half, not as much. I think we backed off a little bit and didn't play as well. But I just think that sometimes you have those nights when you go play somebody and they're just playing great and making shots. And we did that the first time, and obviously it's a little bit of an anomaly. We don't make 14 threes very often in games. But we've got to go up there and just be ready to handle that pressure, and if they play zone, we got to be ready to handle the zone, and defensively we've got to be ready to compete. This team plays really hard. Their young guys are extremely athletic and competitive. They're not typical freshmen that aren't ready for the physicality and pace of the league. They've proven that they can play really well, and they've got some great wins at home over Florida State and Louisville. So they've beaten some of the top half teams in our league at home. So they're certainly more than capable of playing very well and beating anybody.
I guess the advantages of having a senior-laden team is when one day you hear you're on the bubble, you're the last four in, one day you hear you're not, the next day you hear you are again. How, for you guys as a staff, how good is it to have a senior-laden team where they don't really kind of pay attention to that stuff?
I don't know if you have to be a senior to not pay attention, or if you're a senior you do. It just, it doesn't matter as much right now. What matters in 2 weeks more than now. Again, what should matter to you is trying to play your best and being focused on preparing and putting yourself in the right mindset. And then as an older player, making sure that the other guys are in that position as well. I don't know if we've always done that. I think sometimes we have. I think we've played a lot of very competitive games on the road. Some games we've played, really, really well, and most of the time pretty hard. We just haven't been quite good enough to win a couple of them. And, at the end of the day, that's what we're measured on, so that's what we got to try to get done.
Brad, the Gallon's kid is a local kid you guys recruited, and,
Yep.
and you see him as he's evolved up
Yep.
there at Pittsburgh. What have you seen as far as his development since he's gotten there?
I think he's a really talented player. He's extremely athletic. He's very competitive. He's got good skills. You know, as much as anything, he's not afraid. I think sometimes young guys can a little afraid, a little timid. He has none of that. He can defend well. He's a versatile player. That's why we liked him. And he's continued to get better. So he's going to have a very nice career at Pitt. Going to be a good player for him.
I think they've dropped like 6, 7, something like that in a row, but they've all been, a lot of them have been like within 5 points.
Yeah.
What have you seen from them lately? You talked about just
Yeah,
kind of
I think they're, you know, this is a hard league. You know, it's hard to win games. It's hard to finish off games sometimes. And they've played, you know, as I mentioned, the teams they beat are top half teams in our league, and they've played other teams to the last minute. And whether one team makes a shot or two or the other team makes a bad play, it all goes right down to the last minute, like a lot of games in our league do. I mean, our game with BC was tied with 4 minutes to go, and our guys made plays to pull away. So, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the nature of the league. You're going to be in competitive games. Everybody's got some pretty good players. Some teams are in a better situation and happen to find themselves on the right side of that a little bit more. Some teams have 1 or 2 more guys that are maybe finishers better, a little bit higher level guy that can finish a play once or twice, and that's all that separates teams. So, you know, we're in that same boat in that we've had a lot of close games, and we've lost a lot of road games right at the end, where we didn't either finish a play, you know, we didn't make free throws. Obviously, we got one blocked at the rim. You know, so it's crazy, but you know, a couple plays separate whatever 16 wins from 19 wins, and that's what the best teams do, is they figure out how to win those other really close ones and finish it off, and end up going from having a good season to a great season.